index finger and tip of the thumb. So this is second most commonly practiced mudra. So this is Jnana Mudra. Jnana is the knowledge, the gesture of knowledge. It's very interesting. You see this? So this three represents three lokas, three gunas, three doshas. And you can say this is more sattva, medium rajas, less tamas. So when this three in the body can be balanced or arranged in this particular way, where there is a more sattva and controlled rajas and less tamas, then this is possible. So what is this? This one you can call it as a limited self or your individual self. This one you can call it as a God or universal self or Paramatma. So Paramatma, Jivatma. So unite, connect. Makes sense. Hypothalamus, pituitary, connect. Jivatma, Paramatma, connect. And this one which you see in the middle is microcosm, and this is outside is a macrocosm. So bigger universal intelligence, individual consciousness, individual intelligence. So when you connect your consciousness with the higher energies in a true sense, not just holding just this, in a true sense, then you achieve the goal of yoga, is aligning or joining your individual consciousness with the higher consciousness. Do this. I want you to do this. So there was one research conducted in somewhere. They correlated 30 students. They did Dhyana Mudra and chanting of Om. So Dhyana Mudra and chanting of Om. So they observed that the frontal brain function they used some test like finger tapping test and some other tests, repetitive finger tapping. There are some tests which they use it for fatigue and brain coordination or planning. So they found that 3 months of regular practice of this Om and Jnana Mudra, the memory retention of children was increased. So attention span of children was increased. And on an average comparison, the memory retention and retrieve, whatever you have stored in the memory, if it is coming back to the conscious memory, it is a retrieval. Memory retrieval was better. So this is one of the research which yet to do it in a large scale. It was done. And when we said the topic as a scientific yet spiritual, so I am adding this context. There is a research for this. So in the subtle grammatical way, you are balancing the Vayu and Agni. By doing this, you are silencing the too much thinking mind. You can tell it in this way. You are reducing the number of thoughts. You are reducing the number of thoughts. You are actually using the intelligence in a different directions. So if there are too many number of thoughts, too much of evaluation from the mind, you will not be able to focus your memory, or you're not able to focus your intelligence to some point. So by doing this, your number of thoughts are reduced. So by default, your intelligence increases because it is concentrated. Kendrikarana, Vikendrikarana. Vikendrikarana is a dissociation. Kendrikarana is focusing. So this will help you to focus on the goal what you are trying to achieve. If it is a study, yes, it is for study. If it is something else, in your context, you are learning yoga now, you are focusing on yoga asana, how to do that, what should be the breathing and all those, you will be able to do it much better. So as I said in the previous class, mudras can be used everywhere during asanas, breathings, or whatever you are doing. So add this into your routines. So this is simple Jnana Mudra. I use Dhyana Mudra in little different context. Now you imagine there is a loss of energy from the periphery, maybe from the hands, from the feet, from seeing, from hearing, talking, different smells. There is some subtle bioelectrical energy loss. Bioelectrical energy loss. So you can think like a Sukshma Sharira is losing energy. Yesterday you remember I told you motor homunculus. So there is some magnetic energy, biomagnetic energy, bioelectrical energy, aura, prabhavalaya, whatever you want to call, you can call. So in a Chinese you will say meridian, nadis, marmas, there is an element of energy around a particular nerve. So that cannot be seen from the naked eyes but can be felt, can be channelized. When you say chakra, so there is a circular pattern of rhythmic energy. What could be that? This could be some biomagnetic energy. Bio in the sense living being. Magnetic, there is a energy in this pulsatile magnetic energy. So when some person's energy is getting lost by routine activities of the person, when you are holding a mudra, I reconnect. You see this. So there is a loss of energy. You are reconnecting that energy and bringing the energy back to your body, back to your own self. By that, your loss of energy will be reduced. This is very interesting. So this is one reason when you meet some Swamijis or some really enlightened people, they do not feel like you touch their feet. When you call everything is a magnetic energy, so north and south pole, when I bow down to somebody senior to me, I receive energy from that particular being. That's why I suggest when you are touching somebody's feet, be careful who are the person in front of you. You're going to get similar energy. So be very cautious, and then you surrender to the teacher or guru. So it is all the matter of energy. When you take it back, it will become what you call it as ojas in Ayurveda. You call it as ojas and tejas. There is a retrograde. When energy is getting lost, you are withdrawing it and bringing it towards yourself. It will help you to nourish. So ojas and tejas is your homework. You can find out what it is. So by doing mudras, your Sukshma Sharira will become more powerful. Your soul body will become more powerful. And this surface of palm is facing upwards now. In Dhyana Mudra itself, I can talk more than an hour. Is it not? So whatever words which you are not understanding, you can comment after the end of this video, so that there will be discussion, there will be question answers. So Rajendra ji's idea of retaining these videos onto Facebook was very good, because there is a repeatability. When I am keeping the palm facing upwards, you imagine now this one as I reconnected the energy, and now I am connecting this source to a higher source. So there is a cosmic energy or universal energy, whatever you call, or the source of the nature which has created all of us. So you are making the palm facing upwards. So it means this Jnana Mudra I use for adults, where they are already aware of this world and they need to be aware of that world. Make sense? And in children, I use this palm facing downwards, because children are already from the other world. They need to use the palm facing downwards when they are practicing Dhyana Mudra. So it will be useful for them to understand Iha Jnana, and this one Paradjnana. So higher true self, higher knowledge, and this one is a knowledge of this world.